What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and as most of you all already know, I have been covering the Shanquella Robinson case for a few days now. And if you do not know who Shanquella Robinson is, then I have a few videos up on my channel that you may want to watch before this one so you can get a little bit of a backstory as to what is going on here. But in a couple of those videos, I mentioned that because this crime took place in Mexico, there's a possibility that whoever committed this crime would be tried in Mexico, and they would have to spend their days, they would have to serve out their days in a Mexican prison. Now, I think we can all agree, regardless if we've ever been to jail or not, that none of us want to be in prison, right? Prison is not a great place to be. However, if you think U.S. prisons are bad, then boy, oh boy, wait till you see a Mexican prison. I can tell you right now, they're not going to take too kindly to Shanquella's friends when they walk through those doors, and they're locked up with cartel members and Lord knows who. And the living conditions will not be as good as here in America. Here in America, although prison, of course, is not a place we want to be, we see it all the time on social media. Prisoners chilling with dominoes. They're watching TVs. They're on cell phones, on Facebook. Hell, some of the women watching this video right now probably have pen pals who are in jail. Have you ever watched the show Love After Lockup? Well, you see those luxuries that you may get in an American prison. You're not getting them in Mexico. And any connections that you may have to the outside world when you're serving time, in a jail in America, you're not going to have that in Mexico. So I'm going to tell you right now, that jail cell is going to be cold. And every single day when you pop out of your cell, if you get to pop out of your cell, you're going to be fearing for your life. And you know what? I don't care. Because look what you did to Shanquella. In that moment, maybe Shanquella feared for her life. So you all deserve to feel the same. Now, the reason I'm making this video here today is because the U.S. just announced that they will allow Mexico to extradite whoever is responsible for this back to Mexico. And it looks like they will be serving out their time in a Mexican prison. It's no longer this might be a possibility. It's looking like this is what is going to happen. Now, before we celebrate, I want to bring up one little point. We know that Mexican authorities, they said there was no evidence of foul play. This was not being investigated as a homicide. In fact, if this story did not gain traction in the media, and if Shanquella's parents were adamant about finding justice for their daughter, then this Shanquella's death would have been swept under the rug. So I want everyone to keep that in mind. I want everyone to keep that in mind because we don't know what will happen if these people are tried in Mexico. Will they be easy on them? I mean, from the get-go, they said that there was no evidence of foul play, even though there was plenty of evidence of foul play. So I'm concerned that maybe, and the only reason I'm concerned about this is because it seemed as if Mexican authorities were going to let this just fly under the radar beforehand. I'm concerned about how things will play out. Will they really hold these people accountable? Because we have to remember that these Mexican authorities are the same ones that said, oh, there's no foul play. There's nothing to see here. And if you ask me, it seems like they just tried to sweep this under the rug because they didn't want a blemish on the name of this resort that these group of friends were staying at. Because, it's not going to look good. That's bad for business. who wants to book out this villa if they know that someone was just murdered in that villa. So it seems like they were all working together to sweep this under the rug. So I am just a tad bit worried that they may let these people off with a slap on the wrist. However, the other part of me tells me that the Mexican authorities, I don't know how the justice system works over there. I need to look into it a little bit more. But something tells me they're not going to be easy on these people. Now that we've reached this point, and it seems like, hey, there's no getting away from what actually happened here, I don't think they're going to sit there and play games with these people. I think they're going to lock these people up. And I do think that I have to really look into the laws and how they work, because I know over here in America, just you sitting there and recording this, you're probably going to jail for that. You know what I mean? And, you know, there's charges like accessory to murder. There's all types of charges. And then, of course, we have to figure out, were they conspiring, you know, against Shanquella? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like they were conspiring against Shanquella before this attack took place. And that right there may be other charges. So I don't know how the legal system works in Mexico, you know, as opposed to how it works here in America. And even here in America, I'm no expert on how, you know, the justice system works. But I have more knowledge about how it works over here as opposed to over there. But honestly, I feel like they're going to throw these people under the jail and throw away the key. Honestly, I don't think this is going to work out too well for Shanquella's friends. And if I were them, I would be shivering and shaking in my boots right now, because it's a wrap. It's a wrap. There's already videos out there of y'all beating on this girl. I mean, it's almost an open and shut case, right? I mean, there's not really much evidence that they even need to collect going forward. The video is there, and the injuries are there. So what we're doing here now is, I don't think we're trying to figure out if a crime took place. I think what's being figured out is who exactly is responsible for said crime. And I do think that other people will be charged, not just the people who are on video attacking Shanquella. I think some of those other people will be charged as well. And I'm interested in finding out how all of this took place. How much knowledge of all of this did all of these group of friends have? Because I've been looking into the situation, and from what it looks like to me, I think these people knew each other before they knew Shanquella. But, you know, there's just a lot of stuff that I have to look into. But for now, I want to know your thoughts. Are you happy that they're going to be extradited to Mexico? Are you a little bit worried like me? Because, look, I think it could go two different ways. Either they continue to try to sweep it under the rug, or they just bring the gavel down on them hardcore, no sympathy, just bam. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all in the next video.